Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hot Zone. I'm your host, Jason Robinson. And in the Hot Zone today, we've got the very beautiful and talented actress, Garcelle Beauvais. We're going to speak to her today a little bit about her career, about her new gig as the co-host on The Real, about being the first Black woman on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and you can't miss Garcelle and I played the Drink or Divulge game. Stay tuned to see who wins and so much more, because you're in the Hot Zone.
Did you inherit money? Did you marry money? Were you born with money? Like, I'm
No,
curious.
I got married, and my ex-husband, he did well. So
Wow. Sometimes I can rub people the wrong way because I'm so blunt, but all the other women are afraid to ask really deep questions. But that's the only way you're gonna get to know someone.
And welcome back to the Hot Zone. We are joined by the beautiful and talented actress, Miss Garcelle Beauvais. Welcome to the Hot Zone, Garcelle.
Thank you for having me, Jason. I'm really happy to be here.
It's my pleasure, and I feel privileged because you canceled on me about 2 or 3 times, but I forgive you.
Only your brother will keep it real. Here I am. It's been nuts for me in a good way.
The love is here. The love is here. It's all good. It's all good. No, it's like, seriously, like, you really have so much going on with The Real, of course, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and of course, you know, Coming to America, you just finished up. So I get it. You got a lot going on. So it's all good. So how are you and your family doing during this whole crazy year and change that we've had going on during this pandemic? I know you have 3 boys. How have you and the family been holding up throughout this whole crazy?
We're holding up. We're a lot in a better place now because I think now we've all seen what it is. We all had to pivot and figure it out. But when it first happened, I have to tell you, it really rocked my world because I'm always busy. So to sort of pivot and we were stuck in our homes. You know, my boys were stuck at home, and then we had to do the homeschooling, which is always a tough thing. I just yelled at my son before I sat here to talk to you going, you're missing some assignments, like, you know what I mean? But the world had to stop. I think it took a COVID and George Floyd for us to wake up, and for people who never really knew what our plight and our journey was to sort of shift things. And I think we still have to fight the good fight.
For you to have, you know, 3 Black sons, how difficult is that for you in terms of dealing with all of this? And do you talk to them about this and being prepared for cases like this?
Oh yeah, we talk about it all the time, especially with my older son, Oliver. We've always talked about race and being careful, and, you know, if the police pull you over, to be respectful and have your hands at 10 and 2 on the wheel. And, you know, these are conversations that we have to have with our boys. We have to have that with our cousins, our brothers. I mean, it doesn't seem to stop. You know, and I got pulled over a few months back, and my son Jax was in the car, and I was actually grateful that he was in the car and he got to see my interaction with the police. And, you know, I was telling a white friend of mine, and she's like, really? Even someone like you, who's so pretty and this and that? I'm like, it does not matter. It doesn't matter how light you are, how dark you are. Our skin has become a criminal act.
Yeah.
You know, our skin color is threatening to so many people, and it's just I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm really at a loss for words now.
So let me take it back a little bit. Now, you were born in Haiti, and I believe you came over to the United States when I believe you were about 7 years old. What kind of memories do you have growing up in Haiti as a 7-year-old? Any at all?
I loved it. That's my home. I love the Haiti, at least that I knew back then. Right now, there's a lot of turmoil. But I would say growing up, just, you know, grew up in Port-au-Prince, but I would visit my grandmother in St. Mark. And I just remember the music, the food, you know, you could buy stuff off the street, and, you know, just my favorite fruit, which is kinep. I just have memories, you know, kinep, yeah.
Oh, is that like, wait, is that kinep? Because guess what? I'm Jamaican, Garcelle.
You know.
Yeah. So if we call kinep, is that the same?
You guys say kinep, we say kinep.
Oh, okay, all right.
But yeah, I mean, really great memories of Haiti. And, you know, I just love where I'm from. You can't shake where you're from. You shouldn't, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't. Not at all. Have you been back at all recently or no?
Yeah, I went back about maybe now 2.5 years. I shot a movie there that I produced and starred in. And then I took my boys for that. And then we went back in December of that same year to do some charity work to give back.
Oh, that is cool. That is cool. Yeah, I think the last time I've been back to Jamaica was about a year and a half ago for my birthday. And that was a great vacation and haven't been anywhere since the pandemic.
No, of course not. And quiet as it's kept, Jamaica is my favorite place to travel to for vacation.
Oh, big up, big up.
Big up. The grill, Cliff's,
Yes.
what is it, Rick's Cafe?
Yes, yes. I love that place. I love that the water is great. It's fantastic. And when this is all over, that's gonna be my first stop to go back.
I think me too. I think me too.
All right, there you go. There you go. When you first came from Haiti back, to the United States, you only spoke French and Creole. And I heard that you learned to speak English from watching Sesame Street.
I did, Jason.
Oh, really?
I did. I couldn't go to school right away because I didn't know the language. So basically sat at home, watched Sesame Street, counted with the count, spelled with, Big Bird. I mean, that's really how I think probably a lot of immigrants end up, learning the language from TV.
Yeah, you're right. So Sesame Street worked.
Sesame Street definitely worked. Yeah.
Watch that. The electric company, all of them,
Yes, yes. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, the good old days, right? The good old days. At 16 years old, you conquered the modeling world, right? Tell us how you broke into the modeling world. You took it by storm and you were successful at it like no other at that age. And how did you break into the modeling?
I had no idea. I didn't know you could be a model. I didn't know what that was. And around maybe 14, 15 people would say to my mom, she's so pretty, she should be a model. And we're like, we don't know what that is. Like, and my Haitian family, as speaking from your Jamaican family, they're very strict, especially with their girls.
Mm-hmm.
We moved to Miami around when I was about turning 16 and a half. And a friend of mine said, I'm going to be an extra in a commercial. Do you want to do it? And I was like, what's an extra? And it was for an orange juice commercial. We shot for 2 days on Miami Beach. And at the end of the second day, one of the leads was this beautiful black girl. And I went up to her and I was like, I want to do what you're doing. And she wasn't having it. She didn't tell me anything. She wasn't helping me. She's like, you're on your own, girl. So I actually found out what agency she was with. And it was an agency called Irene Marie in Fort Lauderdale. So I asked my mom to borrow her car. And I decided I was going to drive to Fort Lauderdale with no appointment, didn't know how it went. And I was going to see if they would see me or tell me how to do it. So as I'm driving to Fort Lauderdale, I stop at a red light. I poke my head out the window to check my makeup. I decided I needed lip gloss. So I'm reaching over to get my lip gloss out of my purse. And a hand comes in the car and scares the crap out of me.
Oh,
right?
crap.
And it was the woman who had stopped in at the stoplight behind me. And she saw me and she handed me her card and she said, you should be a model. She gave me her card and it was the agency that I was going to without an appointment.
Get out of here.
I swear to God, you can't make that up.
Holy, you were destined.
I guess. So now I show up at the agency and I've got a card. So now I got a reason to be there. And they signed me, and about 6 months later, the infamous Eileen Ford from the Ford Modeling Agency, scouts all over the country. She came to Fort Lauderdale, and they brought a few other girls who they thought, could go to New York, and I was one of them. And I went to New York, and at the age of 17, and lived with Eileen Ford and started my career. Crazy.
Wow. And there's a lot of competition in that industry. Like that girl who was hating on you, she said, oh no, you're too pretty.
I'm sure she did fine. She was beautiful.
She did fine. Yeah, right. No, you gotta. I'm sure in modeling and in acting, you face a lot of competitive people in your field. So I know it's crazy.
Oh, it is crazy. And you know what's interesting? Because you see the growth in people. Like when I first came to Hollywood and would go on auditions, I'd see pretty much the same girls because we'd all go up for the same parts. Because back then it was like one person would get it, right?
Right.
So then we would see the competition, but as things changed, we all started talking to each other and having more fun at the auditions because we realized it was really out of our hands. So we could still be nice to one another, and whoever got the job got the job.
Right, exactly.
So I saw the growth in a lot of these girls. And I remember me, Tracy Ellis Ross, and Nicole Ari Parker were up for the same part. We were actually testing. So this was the last phase of the audition.
Yeah.
Listen to me. We had more fun waiting to test, you know, than we would have before, because we all understood that whoever's supposed to get it got it. And I think Tracy got it, actually.
Oh, she got it. Okay, okay. And like you said, it's tough, yeah, because there was only a few roles that they had for Black women and Black men at that time. So it was like a dog-eat-dog world in that. So it's like, and it's tough too, because you guys are all friends and you're all going for the same role. So you got that little, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's tough. But now I feel like it's gotten a lot better where, you know, we're greenlighting more TV shows with us as leads. We're doing, you know, we've come a long way.
After modeling, obviously you know, took the acting world by storm. But what was it about acting that really sparked your interest? And when did you realize that acting is another career that you wanted to pursue?
You know, I was thinking, like, after modeling, what am I going to do? Do I want to go to med school? No, that wasn't me.
Why not? You could have been a doctor.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I can play one, though, on TV.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
It just seemed like the next natural step, honestly. You know, I knew how to work in front of the camera. I knew those things. It just felt really natural. And as I was modeling, I started getting bit parts like The Cosby Show and Miami Vice. And then, of course, you know, Coming to America. So it was sort of baby steps and kind of led me to acting more.
Yeah, I think Miami Vice might have been your first role in TV, maybe?
Yeah, you know, I did a music video where Michael Mann was the director, and it was for Peter Wolf, a rock star, right? They hired me to play his love interest. They asked me if I could drive, and I said, absolutely, I know how to drive. And I get on set, and they rented this amazing Lamborghini that was a stick shift. But no one asked me if I could drive a stick shift.
Yeah,
so
I can't drive no stick.
They were like, you can't drive a stick shift? And I was like, no, you said, can I drive? Right?
Yeah, right. Well, people say if you can't drive a stick, you really don't know how to drive. That means I don't know how to drive.
Exactly. So they ended up towing the car with me pretending that I was driving it for this music video. But after that, I was like, I'm learning how to drive a stick shift. You're not going to keep Mama down too long. And I did.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so then you went from Miami Vice, you got that first role, and then, like you said, you had so many different roles in television, but you are most known for your role as Fancy in the Jamie Foxx show. Love myself some Fancy, beautiful, hot, love myself some Fancy, a great show, so hilarious. How important was that role for your career?
Everything. Absolutely everything. When people say, you know, does it bother you that people call you Fancy? And I'm like, why would that bother me? That's such a, you know, pivotal moment in my career. It was everything. I had never really done comedy. And, you know, Jamie, I knew of, you know, from In Living Color and this and that. But when I went in for the audition, that was right around the time I had done the music video with R. Kelly called Down Low. And this was the time back in the day where you would call and request videos. So when I went in for the audition, Jamie was like, do you know how many times I requested that video? And so, so we got along. We got along right away, and a lot of women auditioned for that role. And I really feel like the reason why I got it is I wasn't trying to compete with him. He was the star of the show. You just had to support his comedy. And we had, I mean, listen, at the time, we got 13 episodes guaranteed. We thought we made it with 13 episodes and ended up doing 100 episodes, which is, in this industry is insane.
Yes, it really, really is. And it's so great that you really appreciate all the love that you get playing the role of Fancy, because I spoke to Jack A. Harry, and she was, you know, she was kind of a little lukewarm on playing Sandra or being typecast, because I know a lot of actresses and actors worry about, you know, when they blow up in a certain role, worrying about being typecast. So I didn't know if that ever worried you at all. I know some people it does. some.
Yeah, no, it didn't worry me because it was such an important role for me. But what I had to do is I had to prove myself that I wasn't just a pretty face. So right after Jamie Foxx show, I got NYPD Blue, and that was supposed to be like 1 episode, and I ended up doing 4 seasons. So I think that helped people see me, like, even though Fancy was a certain kind of girl, I think NYPD Blue and other roles sort of let people see that I was actually really an actress.
Okay, true.
So that helped.
Well, yeah, that was a smart move on your part to do.
That was God.
Yeah, that was God. That's right. It's all in his hand. It's all in his hand. So now you got a lot of these shows, you know, all doing reboots these days. That's all the craze. Do you think there may be a chance there might be a reboot of the Jamie Foxx show? I would love that.
I would love that. I would absolutely love it. For some reason, I don't think it's in the cards because I think we would have done it already. You know, Jamie's got so much going on. He's got deals with everybody.
Yeah.
But I think he's busy. Otherwise, I think we would do it.
You would do it.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah, I know he has a new show going on right now with David Allen Greer.
Yes. Dad, Stop Embarrassing Me. Yeah, yes. With his daughter Corinne, executive produced it. It's amazing. I'm so proud of them.
Right. Well, call your friend up, Jamie, and let's see if we get into work for maybe next year. I don't know. Work on it.
All right.
Now you you went from actually TV and you had another big role from TV to movies, and you were in the original iconic hit Coming to America as the Rose Bearer, right? The Rose Bearer. It was an iconic role in Coming to America. Tell us about what that role meant for your career and how did you get that role?
You know, at the time I was modeling in New York, and John Landis wanted every beautiful Black woman in the movie. So he had like casting calls after casting calls, and I went in and I actually read for the Sherry Headley part, which probably a lot of the other actresses did too.
Okay.
And so, of course, I didn't get that. I had no business because I was so green. But John Landis called my modeling agency and said, you know what, if she really wants to get into acting, that this is a great way to see what it's like being on set. And so he offered me the part of the Rose Bearer. And at the time, we were just happy to be on set. Yeah. There were so many Black people around. It was amazing. Eddie Murphy was at the top of his game.
All right.
It was incredible, but no one thought that this movie was going to turn out to be as iconic as it was. It made so much money back then, right? Mm-hmm. And then 30-something years later, they're like, we're doing a sequel? You're like, what? Being on set again with all of them, we were all giddy. We were all so happy to be there. We were... You know, we shot at Rick Ross's house, which is like Zamunda.
Oh, really?
It is huge.
Get out of here.
Jason, I've never seen a compound so big in my life.
Oh, yeah. I heard that my guy, Evander, used to live there. Is it true? Evander Holyfield?
Yes, Evander Holyfield, I think, actually built it. And then what he did, I don't know if this is a rumor, but he had the main house. And then when he got divorced, he built a guest house for his ex-wife. Who does that?
He's a nice guy. That's nice.
Nice guy. Yeah. But this house was incredible. I mean, just incredible. We shot there, and we also shot at Tyler Perry Studio, which is another, landmark in Atlanta now.
The movie was definitely iconic, and I actually interviewed Eric LaSalle.
Oh, you did?
Tried this on my curls. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Did it work? It's better than Daryl?
It's curly. It's curly.
I said, come on, man. We needed Daryl Jenks back there.
Yes, we did so, Glow. I was bummed he wasn't in it. I'm sure he is too.
So answer me this now, because the whole debate online, social media, everywhere, I talk to all my friends, and everybody has their opinions talking about the original and the sequel. And which one was better? So I'm asking you, since you were in both these movies, which one was better? The viewers want to know.
The viewers want to know.
The viewers want to know. It's a hot question. You're in the hot zone.
Compete with one. You can never compete with the first one, right? That was close to my heart for a lot of reasons. But what I do like about the second one, I love that Craig Brewer, the director, was able to infuse some of the old movie with a new movie so that people who hadn't seen it or for a nostalgic reason, I thought it was really brilliant to sort of bring back the old in the new.
And there you go, everybody. That's her answer.
That's my politically correct answer.
You gotta take it. She's in both of them, so she knows best. Garcelle knows best. No, I agree with you though. It's hard to really duplicate. The original is just it's a masterpiece, and I agree with you. They're different movies, so it's kind of unfair to
Yeah.
You are back on TV. Congratulations. You are the new co-host of The Real. It's a great talk show. How did you get the role, and how much fun are you having with the ladies?
I love this. By the way, a lot of people don't know this. This is what I wanted to do even before acting, before modeling.
Really?
Yes, entertainment, journalism. That's what I've always wanted to do.
Well, thank God you didn't do it in the beginning, because you would have taken my job.
No. No. But so when this opportunity, like I was up for The View, I was up for the talk, like I've been at this, planting seeds as I went along. And, a lot of the times my agents and managers were like, but you're doing so well as an actor. But I'd say, but guys, this is really where my heart is. So finally, I get to do it, and I am having a ball. I love it. I mean, Lonnie Love, Adrienne Houghton, Jeannie Mai. I mean, we just really have great chemistry. We really enjoy what the show is. There's not a lot of shows where you have women of color get to talk about the things that we get to talk about. When we're talking about our communities, we are the community. So it's been really, really great to talk about all things from BLM to relationships to sex to them trying to set me up, all kinds of stuff. They're too involved in my business.
They love you, and they want It's all good. You need to invite me on the show one time, because you guys talk about all these different issues from the man's point of view. And I'm like, no, we don't think like that. No, we wouldn't do that. I'm like, get me on that show. Get me on that show. I'm like, I'm going to tell you how it is.
I'm going to get you on the show.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you worry.
Great. It is great. You guys have a lot of interesting conversations on there, and it's a great show. So I'm glad that you are doing now what you originally wanted to do.
Thank you. Me too.
And by the way, you're doing an amazing job. So.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I wish you were in studio, but we're all doing it from home like everybody else. So hopefully next season we'll be in studio. I haven't even done it with the girls at all, because we've all been home.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because you started back in what month?
We started in September.
Yeah.
So in the middle of,
right.
Quarantine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Tell us about the show. Why did you decide to do a reality show? Because I know sometimes people are like, should I do it? Should I not? What made you decide to take on this role?
First of all, the year prior to being on Housewives, I was traveling a lot. For work, because nothing really shoots in LA. I was in Atlanta, I was in Nashville, I was doing a show here, and I have, at the time, 2 11-year-old boys that were getting ready to go to middle school. So I really wanted projects that would keep me home. Yeah. I co-parent with their dad, so I only have them a week at a time. So already my time with them is really short, and I didn't want to miss out too much before, it's too long that they don't want to hang out with me, they don't want to do anything. I want to get quality time with them. So that was a big factor. So when my manager called me one random afternoon and he said, hey, they're interested in you for Housewives of Beverly Hills. He goes, we're going to pass, but I just want to let you know, because I know you know a lot of people. And I was like, wait a minute, let me think about it. And he's like, you want to think about it? And I was like, yeah, I actually do. And so when I slept on it a couple of nights, and I spoke to my ex-husband, because obviously the kids would be involved. I spoke to the kids. And I just thought, it keeps me home. It's a different platform that I'm used to. I was scared, trust me. I was scared because you're opening up your life. And as an actor, I can play a character, but when I come home, the doors are locked. There's no cameras here. It's just us, right? So that was a big factor. And I talked to friends of mine that are on the reality show. Actually, Candy, called me, and she's like, be smart about it. I was like, let's try it. I've done different things. I've, produced, I'm an author. I've always sort of went outside the box of just acting. So this was another way of putting myself out there, and I'm still scared.
Are you the first Black woman on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Yes, absolutely. They've never had a Black woman in Beverly Hills, and we're in all zip codes, so why not?
But were you nervous about being the first Black woman?
Oh, absolutely. The week before we were to air, I turned on Bravo and they were showing old episodes of Beverly Hills, and I actually started to panic. I called my girlfriend Nicole to talk me out of it, talk me off the ledge, because I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's happening. I found interesting about it, it's not as invasive as I thought it would be. It's not like cameras are at my house every day. I mean, they're here a lot, but it's not like from morning to night. And, and what I also liked about the show, it's not about the kids. So I didn't feel like my kids were going to have to perform. They show them because they're part of my life, but it's not about the kids. It's really about the women. So that was another reason why I said yes. And it's been fun. There are times that it's really fun, and there are times that I'm in the car coming home crying, going, I can't do another day. I can't do another day.
It is really crazy when I think about. You're gonna have to give me some advice. Someone reached out to me asking about being on a reality show, and I'm thinking about, should I do it? And I'm like, like you said, like you're worried about the invasion of privacy, and I'm thinking about with my career, like, should I do it? And I'm like trying to weigh the ins and the outs. So,
let's talk after this.
Yeah, we'll talk after that. Yeah, exactly. We'll talk after that.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy for you. The show is so fun. It's so great, and you ladies go at it. But that's why we love to watch. So now let me ask you this. Now, so you are a single woman. Or are you still single?
I am single. Yes.
Okay. So I couldn't not ask this question because the men would kill me, and they take away my journalism card. Since you are single, are you dating?
I'm open to dating. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm dating. Absolutely.
So what are the qualities that you are looking for in a man in order to date him and get to know him?
I really want somebody who is, I think what most women are looking for. I want somebody who's fun, who's smart, who has his own career, who will understand my career and what's important to me. And I really want somebody to go on this journey with me.
Yeah.
I really want somebody who's going to embrace my kids. They don't need a dad. Their dad's in their life. Mm-hmm. But that will embrace all of me. Really, it's not that hard.
Is it? No, that's true. It's not that hard, but some people really make it to be harder than it actually
is. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Let me ask you this. I ask every woman this question, my close friends, when they're dating, and you're a woman, you know what you want, and you know what's most important in dating and getting to know someone. Because I actually asked Brian McKnight the same question.
Do you think there's anything wrong with a man taking a woman on a first date to Applebee's?
No. If there's an expectation that the first date or any date should be at the greatest restaurant in the world, I think we're starting off on the wrong foot.
Thank you.
Is there anything wrong with a man taking a woman on a first date to Applebee's?
No, not at all. Absolutely not.
Thank you, Garcelle.
You're welcome. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Absolutely not.
Some women, Garcelle, that feel like, the restaurant has to be this fancy. My sisters, a lot of my girlfriends have got to be all fancy, smancy. And I'm like, that's not the meaning of a first date. It's just to get to know one another.
Right. There's got to be balance. And I'm also raising boys. So we had this topic on The Real where we were talking about, how much a man spends versus a woman. When does a woman, treat? And I feel like I want to raise my boys that, of course, I want them to treat a woman, but I don't want them spending all their money on dinners and getting to know a woman. I think there's got to be a balance. It's how you treat me. It's how you treat the people that are serving you. It's not about where you are. Yes, do I love a wonderful meal? Absolutely. Right. But I'll go to Fridays too.
Exactly. I love myself some Applebee's. I just want to talk to you. It doesn't matter where we are.
Exactly.
We're going to play a very fun game, all right? The name of this game is called Drink or Divulge. Hot zone question number one. Now, you obviously was on the hit show, the Jamie Foxx show. It's a great show, funny characters. And there's been a lot of rumors back in the days whether you and Jamie Foxx were together. I said, you know, it's a beautiful woman, it's a handsome guy. Why not? And I heard somewhere that you said something like Jamie was hung like a horse. That's what I heard. I don't know. That's how you're going to clear it up.
Until the day I die, yes.
Well,
I did say that. I did say it.
You did say that, right? So I was like, you know, that's none of my business, but I'm just saying. The question is, were you and Jamie Foxx ever romantically involved?
The answer to that question would be no. You got a drink. Yes. Okay. What are you drinking, by the way? Is it tequila? Ah, Ciroc. Okay.
Woo. I like it though, so it's all good.
Who doesn't love Ciroc?
All right. Okay. All right. You answered the question. It's all. Sorry, Jamie, but okay. But all right. So you're leading 1-0. All right, 1-0. All right. Here goes hot zone question number 2. Okay. All right. So you are on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's a great show. I love all the drama. You got some good friends on the show and maybe not such great friends. But it's a lot of fun to watch all the little bickering and fighting in this show.
Yeah.
We all watch it. So, like I said, you got a lot of good friends on the show. But who is your least favorite person on the show? You may not want to answer that, Garcelle. You may want to take a drink. Yeah. We're tied.
Yes.
Garcelle, that was a smart move. Hot zone question number 3. Now, like I said, you're a single woman. You're beautiful. You know, you go out on dates and everything, and that's all good. And I know that you are looking for love. So the hot zone question number 3 is, like Katy Perry said, have you ever kissed a girl and liked it?
I have and I have.
Oh man! Oh gosh!
Bottoms up. There you go.
Oh, congratulations! Congratulations!
Send me my t-shirt.
Garcelle, you are the Drink or Divulge winner, and you won the Hot Zone tank top. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, Jason.
You are very welcome. Thank you so much for playing the game with me. You are so great in everything that you do. You are so successful.
This was so fun. Thank you.
Oh no, it really was fun. And tell us, what else do you have before you go? What else can our fans look forward to?
Yeah.
What projects are you working on that we should be on the lookout for?
Thank you so much. I have my podcast, which is called Going to Bed with Garcelle. It's very risque. We talk about sex, relationships, and more sex. It's like, I mean, shockingly what we talk about. So it's on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Going to Bed with Garcelle.
Oh, so you're saying, you're trying to say that.
Rolling on.
Oh.
We've had Jamie Foxx, we've had Candy Burris, we've had Jenny McCarthy. I mean, I always have a celebrity and a real girlfriend, and we go there. Lisa Ray, honey, came dressed to go to bed with me.
So you're trying to say my Drink or Divulge questions were nothing for you?
Nope, you better listen, Jason.
Okay, all right, I got you. I'm gonna step my game up next time you're on the show. That's for sure. So listen, congratulations to you on all of your success on your podcast. Of course, The Real, it's at 11 a.m. on Fox, Monday through Friday. And of course, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on Bravo, where everybody make sure to catch both of those shows. And stay tuned.
And then the season of Housewives starts May 19th.
I will be tuning in for sure. Thank you so much for joining me in the Hot Zone, Garcelle. I appreciate you, and we'll be looking out for all your endeavors in the future.
Thank you.
How's sex?
It's okay. You know, people always ask that. They're always like, you know, what's going on? Is it 20-year-old all day long? No.
No, but do you want that?
Not really. So,
Mama's gotta go.
right, we got bills to pay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, I'm Garcelle Beauvais, and I'm in the hot zone.